Good evening, Silas. Yeah, Silas and Nania. Good evening. Good to have you here. Thank you for coming. So we're just waiting for our guests. But before that, how you doing? It's really, really good to see you, Silas, or to hear from you. I trust that you're doing well. You can just send a wave. Good evening, Inkeri Nasia. Good evening, Basilia. Great to have you. So we're just going to wait for our guests. And while we're doing that, kindly text where you are joining in from. Are you joining in from Nigeria, from the UK, from Australia, from the US? So basically, what we do, or rather what we try to do every month, is to discuss about a particular issue that helps the average young person there scale up in life. So the name of the series is Young Men Series, but it cuts across different topics. We've been able to so far cover topics that have to do with young men and relationships, which we did in March. Young men and entrepreneurship, which we did in April. We did young men and leadership, basically talking about how men can be leaders in their home and leaders in society and equipping the next generation of leaders. We're also able to just give me a second. We're also able to talk about young men in ministry, basically ministry being service and how you posture yourself in the places that God will have you serve, whether it is in education, is in finance, is in business, whatever sphere of life or a mountain of influence. Today we're talking about young men and business, and we would have Dr. Stephen Okwuada, who is trying to join in shortly. But it's good to have you all here, and I look forward to an exciting conversation. But in the meantime, it would be great to know where you're calling in from or joining in from. Okay, finally. Thank you very much. It's really, really exciting to have you here. Like I said, this is the fifth edition of Young Men series. Basically, what we do is we try to share information and initiative strategies that could help young individuals become successful across different spheres of the world. Our our aim or our goal is basically to raise the next generation of impactful and successful individuals founded on the love of God. So, although we talk about principles that help success, every single thing we speak about always goes back to every single thing we speak about always goes back to the foundation of God's love. God being the creator of the heavens and the earth, God loving us, and God, creating us for purpose and for impact. So far we've been able to do four. This is our fifth meeting across the series. We've been able to do young men and relationships, which we did in March. Trying to equip men to understand their role in relationships and to get into both emotional and healthy normal relationships. Young men and entrepreneurships, trying to inspire men on starting up entrepreneurial ventures. Young men and leadership, which we did in May, just trying to expand the role of men in leadership, whether it's leadership in business, leadership at home, leadership in church, across all the mountains of the world. And in July, that's last month, we did young men and ministry. Basically, ministry has to do with service, whatever aspect God has called you to serve and how you're supposed to serve, and basically the principles that govern such interactions. And today, um, by the special grace of God, we are doing young men and business. And I have with me Dr. Stephen Okwuada. Stephen, it's really, really good to have you. I'm super excited, and I assume that everyone that's here is super excited. But before we go straight to hearing from Dr. Stephen, okay, see Clinton. I've known Stephen for man 2000 and I can't remember 2011, 2012, so over 12 years now. And honestly, if they had asked me amongst my friends who are they likely to go into business, I would have said you and Fred. So it's really, really exciting to see you doing really, really well in business. So Stephen is the CEO of Kingston Agrovet. It's basically a fast rising agrovet startup in Abuja. They've been able to, do a lot of things, and they have notable track records of excellence and distinction. So I'll just let Stephen introduce himself and talk a bit about his business, and then we'll go on with the conversation.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if you can hear me very well.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting me. Of course, I see it as a privilege, right? Yeah, so as you have already introduced, Okwada Stephen, I happen to be a veterinary doctor. Yeah. I work with Kingston Agrovet. It's a young startup in Abuja, right? We have a veterinary clinic, a pet shop, and we're also into poultry, right? So we sell drugs, we sell vaccines, and we also sell feed. So basically, it is a animal healthcare brand where whatever your needs are, whatever you're looking for your pets, your poultry, your livestock, whatever it can be, once you walk into our store, you are sure to get them. You can get the product and you can also get the services as well. Yeah, so like I said earlier, it's a very young startup. We're barely 2 years old, right? Yeah, but I think so far so good.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So basically, it's a one-stop shop for all things animal
Pet.
health and well-being.
Yes.
So basically, take care of your animals in whatever aspects you require. So it's really, really good to have you. And just talking about how you are a young startup, I think that's where the first question will start. I earlier said that if you had asked me people that will go into business, I'll probably say you. But I'm actually really, really curious about what
Okay.
inspired you to start a business as a young person in Nigeria.
What is inspired me to start a business. Okay, so now I can only talk for myself, right? I can't talk for everybody out there. And I would say past few years, I didn't see myself entering the business ventures, right?
Yeah.
Because I just felt that I can try out other things, yeah. But after I was done with school, 2021, I did my service in Lagos. I was done. I just had it in me that I do not want to work for anybody, right? I want to be, I want to have my my destiny in my hand and push it the way I want it to go. Yeah, and I'm a kind of person that I'm very creative. I'm very innovative. Like I just want to do my own thing. If I work for somebody or I work with someone, of course, I won't have that opportunity, right? I will have to do what they want me to do. So I had it in me. Okay, now at some point, 2021, 2022, it was okay. It's either I jump or I stay back, right? Because I like a lot of my friends, including this man here, a lot of them, they have all gone, right? In fact, I think if I had a circle of five, six people, I think I'm the only one that is left now. And they keep on asking me, what are you doing there? Like, come on, you have the chance, you have the opportunities. What are you doing there? Come down here. And I'm like, no, I have a very strong faith. I have a very strong belief in the country, right? And I want to keep on trying my hand here to see what I can benefit from this country. Yeah. So from the right time, I had it in my mind that no, I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do right here in my country.
Yeah, so that's a really good answer. But when you look at things like the economy and just basically the situation of Nigeria,
Yeah.
we that are not in Nigeria, we love Nigeria, oh, and we plan to come back to Nigeria to do great things. But I'm
Okay.
trying to get basically where does that faith stem from? Because it's easy to lose hope in a place like that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That is actually very, very true. They will say that you can love your country from afar, right? Yeah. But me, I want to love my country while I am in it. Yeah. So, where does that faith stem from? To be very honest with you, if I look at the challenging times that we are in now, there is almost little to no hope, right? Because things are getting worse. Things are not getting better at all. Things are actually getting worse, even in terms of the business, right? What I was doing last year, what I was doing some months ago, we are not doing it now. The figures that we were having is declining because, of course, people's purchasing power has come
Okay.
down, right? Yeah, so of course, you don't expect them to come and shop and buy as they used to. Yeah. So the faith is there. The faith is there. I believe that from the smallest of things, I can still bring out something, and I can still do something big here. I have a lot of my mentors, right? Both in the veterinary space and outside as well. I have them, plenty of them, and they are doing big things here. They did not go outside, right? They are doing big things here, and if they can, of course, I can as well.
Right. So thank you very much. I'm excited to hear that you have so much faith in
Yes, I
Nigeria,
do.
and we have faith in Nigeria also. So I'll move straight to the next questions because I feel like talking about the economy and every other thing happening in Nigeria, there are a lot of challenges. So the question is basically, what are the challenges you face in entrepreneurship? First of all, as a young person, and also in Nigeria. And the our hope is that at the end of the question, you're also going to give us some strategies that you use to overcome the challenges.
Okay, so basically, the challenges you face in entrepreneurship, trust me, there are a lot of them. There are lot of them, and I will list a few of them. Starting from the fact that the market um value of things are no longer stable, right? Something you can buy last week is not the same amount of money you are going to spend to buy it this week, right? And then this up and down movement, it can really affect the market big time because nothing is stable. The economy is not at its best now, and of course, I am very much aware that I'm not the only business owner that is struggling now. Yeah. So that is in terms of the business, right? Now, in terms of entrepreneurship as a whole, some of the things that you will face when you come in is funding, right? First of all, the funds to even start, right? The funds to start. I mean, you have the idea is in your head, but you just don't know how to bring it. Major issue that you are going to face is where is the source of funds going to come from? Hmm? Yes. So and of course we are also aware that if you want to get a loan or something, it's not as easy as it used to be. I mean, I can sometime last 2 months, I walked up to my bank, my account officer. I told them I've been banking with you guys for a year and 6 months. And I mean, if
So you disconnected. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
if you look at my account statement, I think I'm doing so good. I'm doing well. So am I not qualified to get a loan? Right? Because the business needs funds. The business needs a lot of funds to get to where you think you can be. Now, even after you get the funds, how do you manage it, right? Trust me, financial mismanagement is very easy in business. Myself, I have mismanaged some of my company money, and up to now, I'm still feeling it, right? Up to now, up to now. But although God is helping us, anyways, we are coming back, right? So yeah, so as an entrepreneur, trust me, you have to be focused, very, very, very. You know that business money is business money. Your own personal money is certainly different from business money. Yeah. Yes, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. And also, I'm talking based on my own experience. Yeah. Um, I think your budget, right? Yes, your budget, how you are able to maintain and stick to it, right? How you're able to stick to your budget. Whatever I go into or whatever I plan to go into, before I'm there, before I even get there, I ensure that I have prepared everything that I'm likely going to spend. And when I do that, I also involve a lot of miscellaneous, right? Because you can get there and you find out that the prices of something have changed. It's not more as it used to be. Yeah, good. So you must be able to stick to your budget. Entrepreneurs, another thing you can face is fatigue. Like even me, as I'm speaking to you now, I have not
Yes.
rested,
So,
right?
yeah.
Just came back from the office like 10 minutes ago. In fact, I had to even close earlier because I had to be on this call. Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, trust me, you are going to be fatigued. Like you do not have an opportunity. Even if you have a lot of staff, right? They cannot treat your business the way you want to handle it. I go to work what am I saying almost? I go to work every day, even on Sundays that we do not open. After church, I still go to work just to ensure that things are in proper place, right? So I can tell you that from January 1st to today, August 23rd, right?
Yeah.
I have not rested. I can tell you that for sure. I've not had any vacation or anything like that. I even if I'm trying to travel anywhere, trust me, it is work. I've been to Kaduna, I've been to Niger, all those places. Everything is work, 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 work. And I tell myself every time that if I don't do all of that now that I have the strength, now that I'm still young and going, right? When will I do it? You see, when I'm 40 plus, of course not, right? Good. So yeah, so these are one of the issues that you face as an entrepreneur in this country.
All right. So thank you very much. I think we would move to the next question. But I have one question. Is you
Go
don't have
ahead.
to answer it if you don't want to answer it. But
Go
I'm
ahead.
curious because when I see a lot of entrepreneurs, they say these things that they do not take a salary. So do you
Yes.
take a salary?
Of course I do. I do. Now you see this whole salary thing, some entrepreneurs, trust me, they are not saying the truth at all. When I started Kingston, right,
Yeah.
my first 4 5 months, I was not taking any salary at all because then we were just starting. At times, if I pay my staff, I pay this, I pay that, I won't even have any money left to pay my own self, right? Because because I'm aware that if I should go further to pay my to try to pay myself, it's going to affect us the following months. Yeah. And then again, if you say that you are not paying yourself, then how do you survive, right? It just means that you are touching your business money now, right? So to be on the safe side,
Yeah.
is it not better you just put yourself on a salary, even though it is small, no matter how small, just put it. I know that okay, at the end of every month, I pay myself so amount, and I must try my best to ensure that whatever I'm doing is going to be based on the salary that I pay. So as the company is growing, of course, your salary can as well go up as well.
All right.
So
So
yes, I pay myself every month.
Th- thank you. So, I think part of the challenges you mentioned, you were talking about instability in the market, the market prices, and then began to talk about how the economy is not the best. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's the conversation everywhere. You call in Nigeria
Yes.
and you call someone living in Nigeria, and the first thing they tell you is the economy is not, it's not the
No,
best.
no, of
Prices
course.
of energy and and once energy prices go up, just know that
Mm,
everything follows it up because you
yeah.
need energy
So,
for your supply chain.
so
So basically, how has the recent economy affected your business? How do you think?
okay. So, like I said earlier, it has affected our sales big time, right? It has affected uh, our sales. Again, you must understand that my kind of business, right, is not, it is essential, right? But in this part of the world, some people do not see it as an essential
Service.
service,
Yeah.
right? Good, yeah. So people can actually do without us. Hmm? Yeah, so it has affected us big time. People will tell you that okay, so now in the past 2 3 months, right, we have been calling our customers, just to say
To
hi
greet
to
them.
them, to greet them, ask them it's been a while, oh, hope you are fine, oh, and of course, we will first of all ask them how they are doing. First of all, we will not ask them
Yeah.
how is the pet,
Yeah.
how is the dog. You have not come to buy dog food, though. What happened now? You understand? And then we get the same kind of answers every time. They are like, when me, I've not eaten, I should go and buy food for dog, right?
Yeah.
So it has affected us big time. People are now thinking more. They are basically thinking about how to eat, right? First of all, what I will eat before I start thinking of what any other thing or any other person is going to eat. Okay, so it has apart from that, it's the and again, the principle of demand and and
That's right.
supply, right? The
Yeah.
way it works, the more there is an increase in demand, it causes the prices of things to also increase. And when the demand comes down, the price as well is going to come down. Now, do not forget that you bought those things from the factories, from the wholesalers when the price was still high. But now you hear that the dollar is down, so you have to bring down your price. But then, how do I? Because if I bought them when dollar was high, now dollar is low. You are saying I should bring down my price when I've not finished selling the ones in the store that I bought when dollar was high, right? So you get a lot of accusations that your prices are too high, you are cheating them, blah 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 blah. But no matter how you try to explain it to anybody, they will not understand. It's only somebody that is in the business world like we are, somebody that goes to buy and will come back to sell. It's only people like that that would understand that, okay, this is exactly how it works.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So what strategies do you think that the business, because every I feel like is let me not call it a pandemic, but it's something that affects every single person, both business people and people that actually customers or consumers. So what strategies can you give out there for the average person going through this particular effects of the economic instability? What strategies can you give them?
There are a lot. There are a lot of things that you can do just to stay afloat, right? For we now, based on where I find myself in, right? I ensure that we do not overstock, right? When it comes to stocking up the stores, right? I do not overstock. I just buy for what I know that will take us for a month or two, right? Because the prices are never stable, right? So at least you have to just ensure that whatever you're stocking up in your inventory can take you to when you are expecting a new price list, right? Like now, me, I have all my vendors, I have them on speed dial, right? Because immediately, in fact, they also have me on speed dial. Immediately, there's an increase in price in anything. They call me, and if I had overstocked, if I had over purchased, right? At the end, I'm going to be on the losing end. So I just ensure that I do not overstock. I stock only what I know that can take me for a particular time, right? And again, you must have a lot of consistency, because yes, even though we understand that the times are not so good now, but still and still, you must have a lot of consistency in everything you are doing. Whether you are delivering a service, you are selling an item or anything, you must be consistent. Let your customers know that, okay, whenever I come to this store at so time, I can find what I am looking for. It takes a day for you to lose a customer, right? Just one day. In fact, there are some customers that once they come to you just once to buy what they want and they don't see it, they will just assume that you don't
Tell anything.
have it. Even when you do, they're like, no, he doesn't still have it. They will prefer to go to somewhere else that they know that every single time they come there, it is available. So of course, your consistency is also very, very key.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope that before
You're
we get to
welcome.
the end, you share more
Yeah,
strategies on how
sure.
people could scale up their business and basically just stay afloat.
Yeah.
So here's another
Okay.
question, and they seem like negative questions, but I feel like us talking about the challenges helps people out there understand that you're a business owner, you're not going through these things alone. Everyone or a couple of people or most people are going through it, but it's just basically what makes you excel in business is being able to you know in spite of the storm, be able to stay afloat. So, what has been your worst day in business, or worst seasons, days, or events? Just something that worked, something that was really, really bad, and how did you handle it?
Worst season in business is now, no?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes, my worst season in business is now, right? Like it's now as I speak to you now. Because this time last year, I was a big man. Oh. Eh? This time
You're not a big man
last year.
again.
No, I'm not. I am not a big man again, right? So things what we face now, trust me, there are a lot, right? I'm currently having some issues with even some members of staff, right? Because they are also not happy, right? They are not satisfied, and again, you know that whatever you decide to pay them, they are still not satisfied. They still want you to be going higher, be adding, and when your staff are not happy, it's going to affect the business negatively, right? Because the attitude to work and everything is going to be very poor, very, very poor. So the economy now has not helped young businesses. Of course, I understand that there are some businesses that they are doing well now, right? As things are tough and as things are hard, this is their own time. They are shining now. But for we that are just trying to get our foundation, these are struggling times. And again, apart from what I said before, as a business owner, you must be flexible, right? Very, very, very flexible. You have to be willing to adjust. When you see things are changing, the times are changing, if your customers, your target audience are asking for something in particular, and probably that thing was not part of your plan when you started. Like now, for example, now for me, right? When I started Kingston, I didn't plan to have a pet hotel, right? Where people come to keep their pets if they have to to yes to travel. I didn't plan on having that at all. I just wanted to attend to animals as at when they are in need, and then the owners will take them back home, right? As at my business plan, everything, there's nothing pet hotel there. But now we run a very efficient and almost standard pet hotel now. And I can tell you that that pet hotel is doing so well. Like there are some things that the pet shop and other places are not doing well. But the pet hotel, we have dogs and cats that come in and go out every week, every week. In fact, since I opened that place in January of this year, right, there was never a time where there is no pet there, right? So the source of so it has helped the business very well because we make a lot of money from it. So and I could only do this because I was flexible. So you have to be flexible. I did not say that no, I did not plan to start a pet hotel, so I'm not going to do it. I can tell you that that pet hotel is paying me a lot now. So yeah,
So hope you are paying your title. Anyways,
of course.
so it's just basically a few things I got from this is innovation and creativity. You need
Yes,
flexibility. So
of
when you
course.
see a market opportunity, you need to be flexible enough to take it and innovative enough to create solutions that will cater for that particular need.
Yes.
There's also another thing I got, and this is scripture. Tough seasons make tough people.
Yeah, too.
You see, there's a tendency, and I think it's across every aspect of life. There's
Mm,
a tendency to feel like you want to go through life without storms, but
mm,
unfortunately, storms are what make people.
yeah.
It's being able to go through the storms and come out, even with scars, that make you. So in these seasons, although they might be tough, you see your adaptability and your flexibility will make you still stay afloat and make profits, even in these seasons.
Mm.
Um, so I'll move straight because we need some time for you to just share some strategies. So I'll just move straight to this question. You said you were a big man last year. So when did you
Okay.
know that you started to become successful? Like, when did you know that you became a big man?
No, I think rephrase that because I'm seeing some people that have joined this life and they are and they are here and they will hear that you're a big man, don't worry, I will call you this life. So okay, so now it's not about being a big man, right? It's about I cannot even say I'm successful. Successful how? I'm not, right? I'm still far from where
Want to be.
I want to be. Like my vision is, in fact, the vision is even bigger than me, right? At times I go back to everything, to my archives, and I'm like, this thing that I'm thinking of, I don't even think I can even do it, right? But I will not talk about success, right? Because I'm still in a process, right? I'm still in a very big one. And but what I will talk about is that there has been um, growth. There has been serious growth, both for me and for the company. The company has grown massively within the past 1 year plus. Where we were last year, where we were earlier this year, that's not where I am now. In terms of everything, at least if they are calling veterinary establishments in Abuja, there's no way they will call 10 and I will not be somewhere, somewhere there. Yeah? Yeah. So at least the good thing that we are doing spreading, is spreading fast. Even though we are not in the town part, right? We are not in where where all the big men in Abuja are, right? That is not where we are. We are just in one our small place. But those so-called big men, they still call us, right? It's either they come to see us at our place, or or they want us to come over to their own place. So yes, there has been a lot of growth in the company, and even for me as well, it has taught me a lot of leadership skills that I did not have. It has taught me a lot of managerial skills that I did not have. In fact, now I do the work of HR, I do the work of accounting, I do the work of inventory management, and I did not learn all these things, right? I did not go to school to study all these things. What I studied in school was just the act of veterinary medicine. But 2, 3, 4 years after, I know how to account. I know how to balance, right? So, of course, it has taught me a lot.
You've seen
I've
things.
been through a lot. I've seen things. If I start to talk,
So
if I
before
start to talk, oh God.
so before we move forward, someone just asked Mayowa just asked please, what company do you own? So just for people that just came, just share a bit about your company and then we'll move forward.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm a very humble person, right? And I learned this from my mentor. My mentor will never say that he's the CEO of his company. No, he will tell you he works with. So now I work with Kingston Agrovet, right? And for now, I happen to be the CEO of the company, right? We are a animal healthcare brand. We are situated in Abuja. We own a vet clinic, a pet shop, and we are also into all kinds of poultry and livestock supplies. Yeah. So basically, I and the company, we are your go-to place for everything concerning your animals.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So it's Kingston's Agrovet.
Yes,
It's located in
Kingston
Abuja. If
Limited.
you have animals, pets, and livestock or
Yeah.
poultry, you'd like to be treated. So thank you very much. So I got some few things with you. Process brings about growth.
Yes, so.
Process brings about growth.
Mm,
You see, a lot of times when we get visions from God, what happens is you want to arrive at the vision the
mm,
very first day. But I've
mm.
learned painfully, painfully, that process for everything you achieve in life, it requires
Yeah.
process. And the process is not to kill you, but process is to help you grow. So, for example, you say you got better in leadership, you got better in managerial, you
Mm.
got better basically you said inventory. There's some things that you
Yes.
had to pick up whilst
Management.
you're
Yeah.
doing it. So even when you become
Yes.
bigger and you
Yes.
start to employ people for these specific
For
roles,
this role.
you have an
Yes.
oversight of what is
Of what
happening, and you can
they are
always,
doing. Of
yeah.
course. Of
So
course. Of course.
it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And you say you do not know how you're going to do it, but like I'll just put this thing. I think the disciples asked Jesus, "Say, who can be saved?" And then
Mm.
Jesus said, "With man, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible." So the visions of our lives, no matter
Mm.
how large they are, provided we get those visions from God, with God, all things are
Yeah.
possible, and God is
Of course. Of
committed
course.
to helping us fulfill those visions.
Mm.
So we've spoken about a lot of challenges. Now we'll go to some fun parts. What is the best thing about entrepreneurship for you?
Mm. The best thing about
Okay, yeah.
entrepreneurship.
Yeah, Mayor, yeah, it's true. Mayor does poetry also. Poetry, yeah,
Okay.
poetry. I'm not very poetry, yeah, poetry also. But I think it's very they
Mm.
do poetry. So he says
Mm.
he will message you. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so that's really great.
Okay. Good. 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 Okay. So I'm sorry. Can you go over your question
Question.
again?
So basically, what I'm
Yeah.
saying
If
is,
it,
what's the best thing? What's the best thing about entrepreneurship for you? You can give an
about
experience, or you can
entrepreneurship.
drop
Okay. So
general title.
for me, entrepreneurship. Okay. So I think I should start from the fact that I do not. I I have no um regrets whatsoever. None. Right? If I come to this life again, I'll do this again, right? I do not wish that I did not come into it. No, I do not. I am enjoying every single process that I am in now. Entrepreneurship gives you a lot of
Flexibility.
flexibility,
Yeah.
yeah, to do things, right? It helps you if especially for someone that is so um creative, right? It helps you express yourself. It helps you be the best of your own self. Because if I work for somebody now, or if I work with someone, I'm not doing me, right? I'm not doing me. I'm doing you. I'm doing what you said I should do. I'm following your staff rules, your handbook. I'm following everything that you say I should do. Who knows? Even if I'm there for a year, for two, or so, I am just pretending. I'm not being me. But now I am me, right? If you come down to my company, someone like you now that knows me very well, you will know from the entrance that it is Stephen that set this up, right? So it has helped me to be me. It has helped me to bring out what I have in my mind, to put it out there for people to see, and of course to appreciate what I am doing, right? And entrepreneurship has also helped me to take risk, right? Yeah, it has also helped me to take risk. It has given me courage. See, in fact, serious one. Now, I'm not scared of anything. Like, I'm not scared. At times, I come to the office, I'll tell our team that okay, today we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and I ensure I tell them every time that this thing that I'm saying, I'm not even sure if it is going to work out, right? I'm not even sure if it is going to work, but the only way we can know if it will work is if we put it to
Okay.
test, right? Good. So it has also helped me to be open-minded, right? I don't think any idea is useless. It's not. Whatever you have, oh, my team, I have a team of four to five now, and they all know me that whatever ideas you have, bring it to the table, okay? Let's talk because I do not think that anything is doesn't have a way, right? We come together, we share our ideas, and we find out a way of how we can make this get some profit for the company. Yeah. And of course, as I said before, it has also enhanced my managerial skills a lot, right? Yeah, it has helped me in that. Even though I wish to further, but at least I can't say that I'm where I used to be. Yeah.
So that's really really beautiful to hear. So this is basically a clarion call to someone that's doubting themselves of starting a business.
Of
If you have it
course.
in you, go ahead and start. Seek the face of the Lord, pray about it, but also do not be scared to put your legs in the water. You never really know whether it will work out until you try it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we stay at that point of, would it work? What if I fail? What if I fail? And what if you do well?
What if
Have you thought
you
about
do
it?
well?
What if
Of
you do
course,
well?
of course,
So
of course.
step out, step out. You really can never find out if you would fail
Mm,
until you try. I've learned in life that you do not need to feel good about something to have it
mm,
done.
yeah. So.
Sometimes you don't need even to feel extremely confident about it to try it.
Mm,
If you never
yeah.
try it, you probably never know. So there are things
Yes.
that in my life I find myself doing, and if you see it, you feel like, how are you doing this? Before when I started, I did not even know whether to work. Is God help me? God help me.
Yes.
That will basically.
And now, speaking of that, right? I can give an example to you, right? When I started
Yeah, you won't fail.
Kingston, right?
Yeah.
January 2023, right? I left my my parents' house, right? As at the time I was even going, trust me, I was not even sure what I was going to do. Mhm. I think I saw my mom join this call. Yes, I can see her, she's here. So and she can testify to the fact that when I was going, she kept on asking me, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" Because it was like, why do you have to leave all that is at home, right? You are not, we are not pursuing you now, Abby. Everything is fine here. Why do you have to leave here to go and say you want to go and do your own thing, your own thing? I was not sure of what I was going to do. From the time I booked my flight, from the time I packed the load. I got to Abuja. I stayed with a friend. Shout out to Stanley, my very good friend. He helped me when I came back to Abuja. I was in his house for about a month before I got my own space. Yeah, so if I'm sharing my success
Testimony.
story, yes, he's definitely part of it, right?
Yeah.
Good. So even up to that point, up to the point that I got to the place where we were going to start from. Every single day, when I go back to sleep at night, I tell myself that I'm not sure of what I am doing. Because I'm like, what if we start and things don't go well? What if we start and the business does not go well? What if we start and we don't get customers and the business should just crash? They will call me a failure and the rest. And then in my mind, I was still telling myself that the worst that can happen is that the business will fail and I will go back home, right? Yes, because my parents did not pursue me now, have you? So I told myself that the worst that can happen is that the business will fail, and I'll gradually pack my load and go back home. So I kept on trying, I kept on trying, and as we can see, the business has not failed, and we are
it,
still going,
it will not fail
right?
in Jesus' name.
Amen.
You succeed. No, it's extremely great. I'm Christian, but what am I saying? Christian Bar said, you only fail when you give up.
Of
You
course,
only
of course.
fail. Honestly,
When
you
you
only fail when you give up.
give up, yeah,
I,
but
I
if you
feel like
keep on going now,
I feel like a lot of people that you see succeed, they
mm,
have a lot of scars of failures. So I'm not saying
mm,
you must fail, but you can even ask. You know it certainly that it's not everything. So you might have done 10 things and 8 went well, but there were 2 that did not go
yeah,
well, but you learned from it.
mm,
So I tell people around me, I tell my friends, I say this. You see, when something bad happens, forget
mm,
about it in terms of the emotion, move on, but take the lessons. So I call it lesson learned. Take it as lesson learned and move on. What helps you with those experiences is that you now know what doesn't work.
yes. You
You
know
now know
what
that this one does not
doesn't
work,
work,
or it doesn't
and you
work
know
in
that
this
you are not
country.
gonna do
Do
it
it
again.
again, or it
Of
doesn't work in
course.
this scenario, and then you have
Yeah.
other options.
So
But if you never try and if you never move on,
you
you will
cannot
never know.
know.
You
Of course.
never know. So I don't know.
So
I don't know what God is speaking to you if you're listening. I
mm,
don't know what God has been telling you and troubling your heart. And sometimes, whether we like to admit it or not, we know. Sometimes it might not be an audible voice, it might not even be heard it from scripture, but you can say it, you can tell yourself, you know it in your heart that there are certain things inside of you that the world is waiting for. This is
Mm.
just a call for you to step out there and start. Start as small as you can.
Of
Start
course,
as
of course.
small as you can. What happens is you might not make all the billions today, but you learn from experiences that prepare you for the person that will become that person that you see in your vision, or you see in your dreams, and you see in your destiny. So,
Okay.
so it's really, really great. I also got open mindedness,
Yes,
and that's really, really great.
open-mindedness.
Being
Yes,
being able to look at every single idea and not
mm.
just shut it out.
Yeah,
Being
sure.
able to see everything and see if we can make something out of it. So as we
Absolutely.
begin to come towards the
Mm.
end, what would you? Okay, I'll put in one question, and before this last one, where's the place of God in all of this story? So we've spoken
Where is
about
place of God? Okay.
God, yeah, we're talking about challenges, how you
Mm.
started, what you do for your business, what you've learned. We've spoken about how the economy affected your business. Was days when you the process of the aspect of process and growth
Mm.
in your life and all of that.
Mm.
But what's the place of God?
Of course, that cannot be emphasized. See, it is only God that is keeping us to be like I'm not even playing. Trust me. Some days I don't have the strength to go again. Right? Sometime in 2023, I think June or July. Yes, I remember. I'm happy my mom is on this call. I and I'm sure she also recall that day I called her and I told her that I'm not doing again. Right? Yes, she's here. She can hear me very well. I told her that I'm not doing again. Let me come back home. Right? And then she told me at first she was laughing at me now. That sure I told you now. But at the end, there was something she told me, right? That now you have to call on God, right? You seek his face, right? It's there in the scripture. Seek his face. He's there for you, right? And I, on my own, I ensure that I drew closer to God every step of the way. In fact, now I just have a feeling that my life is kind of stereotyped, right? Because all I do now is home, church, and office. That is basically what my life is about now. Home, church, and the office. So I always ensure that I call on God at every single time. And trust me, He has helped me because I do know that it's not by my strength, it's not by my power at all. Sometime in February, March this year, I was hit by like the not me, the business. The business was hit big time, right? Yeah, we someone scammed us, right? Of a lot of money, a lot of it, right? And it took me a lot to stand back up. It took me a lot to stand back up and say, let us go again. Because I obviously knew that it was going to affect me in so many ways. But I ensured that even upon every single thing I do in the day, when I come back home at night, before I sleep, before I go to work every day, I ask God to just cover my day. I put every single thing that I'm going to do. Once I step into that office, I cover it with the blood of Jesus. Of course. And God has not failed me at all. Yeah. So the place of God cannot be overemphasized. Go and find God if you don't know Him.
um, I think from what I hear, because what
Yeah.
I hear from your conversation is the business doing the business somewhat helps you build a closer relationship with God. And as you go
Of
through
course
the
it is.
business, your
Yes.
relationship with God is growing
It's
as you are
going more.
doing the business.
It's
Yeah.
going more because I know that it is only God that is sustaining me. Right? In fact, in the comment section
No,
now, somebody just said now God they save businessmen from Niger. And that is actually true. Like we are going through a lot. You know, at times my head is full. There are a lot of things that I'm thinking about, how to do this, how to come here, how to do that. But I just try to tell myself, come, Stephen, one step at a time. And again, I do not look at competitors at all. I have them, a lot of them, because of course I'm not the only one doing this business now. I have a lot of them, but I act and I do whatever I'm doing without even thinking that they are there. I just do my own thing, right? I set prices, I do my services, everything. I do not care what the other person is doing, right? But at least one thing I'm sure of is that I just need you to visit our place for a day, and trust me, you're not going back. Yeah.
So one thing I got before I say what I want to say,
Okay.
I just want to let's greet mommy. Good evening, great to have you here. I saw mommy's comment on the post. I said, "Ah, is this
Yes.
Stephen's mom?"
Yeah. That is my
Really,
sweet
really, really, really great
brother.
to have you. And mommy said, God is the only sustainable way out. There's no other way.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
when we're
Yeah.
younger, our friends are Christian. When we were younger, we thought maybe there was some other way out there. But
Mm,
we found that, there's only God that can help you.
yeah.
And this is just speaking to everyone on this call or someone that listens to this after now. There's no other way. There's no
Mm,
other way than with Jesus. Across every
true.
aspect of your life, God wants to help you. He wants to help you in your business. He wants to help you in your marriage. He wants to help you in your family. He wants to help you. He wants to give you joy. So any life you're trying to do without God is futile and empty. So it's
Of
just a
course.
call for you to just come back to your lover and come back to your maker.
Mm.
So I will ask you one more question and then we'll just say a prayer and we will go. So what will you say to a young person trying to begin something? What will you advise them?
Hmm. The earlier you run away, the better for you. Okay, so now, first of all, in fact, there are so many things that I will have to advise to somebody that just wants to come in, right? But I think first of all, you should find your passion, right? Because entrepreneurship, I know it is somehow connected to passion, right? Is what you know how to do best, what you love doing, what you derive joy from doing. That is how you get a successful entrepreneur. I'm sure it can happen, but it will be very, very hard for you to find a successful entrepreneur that is doing well in a business that he does not have the passion for, right? There must, like me now, I grew up in a veterinary family, right? Apart from the fact that I studied vet, I grew up in a veterinary inclined family. Since when I was born, I have been sleeping with animals, right? So
And
it
eating
is
them.
my, of course, and I've been eating them as well. So it is my passion. I love doing it. Like I can be sleeping, you wake me up. I just need to put on a shirt and a short, and we're back to the business. Yeah. So you have to find your passion. Every everybody has what they love to do. Find your passion. After you do that, you now find your market, right? Where where are the people that will need your passion? Where are they? So that you can set up your business, set up your establishment around them. Okay? It's not only for you to say um I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you put yourself in a very far place from where your target um market
Okay.
is. Trust me, it's not going to go well, right? So you must find out where your people are and go and set up where they are. And when you do that as well, you must be different, right? You must be different. I know that for we here at Kingston, we are different. Trust me, it only takes you to come once. When you come that once, you are not going back to anywhere again. Even if I'm not around, you will tell me, Dr. Stephen, I'll wait for you to come back, right? Because you see the passion in what we are doing. You see that we don't just do it because we want to make money. In fact, when I engage a client, right, the last thing I talk about is money, right? We all know that you are going to pay. Of course, you that came from your place here, you are aware that you are going to pay. But the last thing I'm going to talk about with you is how much you are going to pay us, right? I talk basically on what we are doing and how that service is going to be good for you and your pets, right? So please, money will come, but don't over concentrate yourself on money, money, money. Every single thing. In fact, see, there are so many of my customers now, right? Trust me, I don't charge them, right? You come, you bring your dog, I'll just do what I want to do, and I tell you go, right? Where I will charge you is coming, right? Where I will charge you is coming. First of all, I want you to get that confidence in me that yes, you know that this is what whenever I need so thing, I can call on this guy and he's gonna be there. And again, I want to talk about sacrifices, right? You must be willing to make sacrifices as a young entrepreneur. I make sacrifices every day. I do not have an off day. All the members of our team, they have their own days that they do not come to work. I do not have an off day. On Sundays, I go to church by 7. I close by 12. I go home, I eat, I change by 2. I'm back to the office again. 2 to 4, 2 to 5, because I have pets there that I have to go and look at them and check on them to be sure that they are doing good, right? Now, it will be hard for me to tell a staff of mine to come to work on a Sunday,
Yeah.
right? It will be like, you take you take all the weekdays, you take our Saturdays, you still want to take our Sunday as well, right? So I'm the only one that goes to the office on Sundays, right? So now these are one of the sacrifices that I make because of where we find ourself in. I've talked about flexibility. I will still call it again. Flexibility is key. Do not say this is the only thing I know and this is the only thing that I will do. No, continue, continue, continue. And again, do not forget why you started, right? It's not every day that is a good day. That is just the honest truth. There are some days in a week that we might not even make up to 100K, right? And there are some days that we make as high as even 500 on a
Hey, no
day.
man kidnap you. Small, small.
Okay. So yeah, so it's not every day that is a good day. So do not expect that as soon as you start, every day will be rosy, right? Every day will be hot. As one is coming, the other one is going. You are not the only person, oh. Even the others, they have God as well. They pray to God. So God will share the customers evenly. Say, oh yeah, you go here, you go here. So you can, and again, you cannot satisfy everybody
Everybody.
now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you
True.
cannot. So
Very
even
true.
me now, I do not. If I'm praying to God, I cannot be praying that God let all the customers in my place come to me. No, they should not come to me. Oh. They should share themselves around. I cannot do everything, right? So these are the things that you should do. And again, I also talk about consistency. Consistency is key. Why I'm saying consistency, because I felt the heat from not being consistent in some
Aspects.
areas of the business, right? And it has affected us big time, right? So good. Whatever you start, you have to be sure that you can continue doing this. Whatever you are not sure of the continuity, it's better you hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
So
that's
I no, that's really really beautiful. So
okay.
if you're a young person out there looking to start something, I think you started from passion, and then
Passion, yeah.
mommy said passion, the steering wheel of
Mm.
entrepreneurship. Mommy, you should write a book. Oh.
Mommy is
No, no, no,
giving
I'm
us hot
serious.
thoughts.
Because when you've been in the business world for that long, you need to just write a book to help people that are coming up. Passion, the steering wheel of entrepreneurship. And,
Entrepreneurship,
and
yes.
and basically passion is you need to when you're choosing something to go into, you
Mm,
need to find out something that you like to do.
mm,
It helps you from what I've gotten. And then you began to talk about things that you are good at. So that's potential.
mm,
And then you moved on to markets. That's
Yes.
problem. You see, by the time you say passion, potential, problem, it answers the question of purpose.
Of purpose. Yes.
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 So
Yeah.
passion, what
Why?
are you good at?
Yes.
Potential, what do you like doing? And problem, what do you hate the most? What thing are you trying to solve? And
What
then
the
you speak
what
about
is
markets. So when you find out what you want to solve, you can't want to solve a problem in Nigeria and be in the UK.
no at
You need to go to
all.
the place to
You
go and
must
solve the
be there.
problem.
Of course.
So
Of
you need
course.
to go to your target market. And that brought about the conversation of purpose. So
Purpose.
myself and Pastor Uru wrote a book called A Life of Impact. Basically, it answers passion, potential, problem, but it also links your purpose to the eternal purposes of God on the earth.
Mm,
So man's purpose is not isolated. Your purpose is not just how you make plenty money.
mm,
You make money, but your purpose is linked to advancing God's kingdom and to expanding, the will of God on the earth. So basically, that's basically what the book talks about: how you find your purpose and how your everyday actions link you to achieving the visions of your life, and how the visions of your life ultimately align to God's vision on the earth. The book will be out really soon, and just watch out our space to get it once it gets out. And then there's another thing you began to talk about: uniqueness. You need to be unique in your
yes.
own style.
Yeah.
You
We
spoke about
different.
you spoke about expressing yourself. So I think uniqueness has to do with your own unique expression.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wondering, how do I find out my own unique expression? Sometimes you need to meditate. I encourage you, if you do not read the Bible, please pick up the Bible. The Bible is the best book in the world. And
Of
if
course.
you knew me 5 years ago, I'm so much smarter than I was before. I'm
Mm,
so much more confident than I was before. I'm so much
mm.
better than I was before. I'm telling you that the secret is, where's the Bible? We read the Bible. The secret of life is in that book. That's in the book. No, it's not a
Is
joke.
there?
It's in the
Yeah.
book. And by the time you begin to read the Bible, you begin to know the will of God and you're able to discern or decipher the will of God in every circumstance. You also Obina, Obina, Obina and Obi Ajulu. I'm very sure that's Obina. Obi
Mm.
Mickey. I think that's Obina and Obi Ajulu. He said something. He said you shouldn't be scared of making mistakes. And
To
that's
make
that's
mistakes.
really
Yeah.
powerful. That's
Mm.
really, really powerful. And then you went on to building customer relationships, being willing to make sacrifices for your vision. Apparently, entrepreneurs have 0 days off, according to Dr. Stephen Okwuada and Obina.
Nowadays,
No, but eventually you reap. Scripture
yeah.
says, "Do not worry of well doing, because if you continue to the end, you will reap that which you have basically committed to." So
Yeah.
do not get worried, even as you start. Now, eventually you reap the consistency, and then you
Mm.
you you something very, very profound. And I'll end with this. You spoke about consistency, flexibility, but what was very, very profound is you need to keep your eyes on the vision.
Yes.
So even if the
Remember
bad
why you
days,
started.
yeah. So just share on that, and then we'll end. Keep your eyes
Okay.
on the vision.
Keep your eyes on the vision. Of course, you have to always remember why you started. Why did you decide not to go and get a salary paying job, right? Why did you decide that okay, no, I want to do this business. No, whatever kind of business, whatever you are buying or selling, you must have a vision. What is your vision? Where do you see yourself and your company or your brand in the nearest um, future, right? If you see our vision, I said that by 2030, we want to be the number one animal healthcare provider in Abuja. I'm not even aiming too high. Yeah, I'm not even aiming too high. I said just in Abuja. I didn't even say the entire country. Yeah, so whenever I feel down, whenever the spirit is weak, right? I just have to pick myself up and remember why I started. I will remember where I where I want to be. And again, at this point, it is almost like I have no other option than this. Although, even though I know that with God on my side, I still have other options, right? But I see it as I don't have any option. This is it. In fact, if this thing does not work, I'm finished. Right? If this thing does not work, I'm done for. Like I'm gone. So with that in mind, I can be sleeping by 7:30, the office opens by 8, I'm still sleeping by 7:30. Immediately I remember that if that business does not work, you are finished. I stand up from the bed, I have my bath, and I'm gone. Right? So you have to always remember why
We
you
started,
started. It will always bring you back and you keep on going, okay?
yeah. So thank you very, very much. And basically thank you everyone for listening. I will do a couple of things before we end. First off, if you've not given your life to Christ, if you're watching this space for the first time, maybe you don't know me, but if you know me, you can tell the transformation of my life in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. 3 years. Let me say 3 years. And my life has been transformed from a life of not so much to a life of so much. I don't want to begin to
So
talk
much.
about the details,
Yeah.
but God has been faithful. And I tell you that God is faithful every single time. Scripture says Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, and forever. So Jesus Christ does not change. And God is calling you. He's calling you to come to Him. He's calling you to even more than business, like Dr. Stephen was talking about. Business basically brought him closer to God. So regardless of what you're doing, what God wants more than everything is a relationship with you, and is the salvation of your soul. So this is just an opportunity for you to reconcile yourself with God. Just basically invite Jesus into your heart. It's very, very simple. We'll say a prayer and then I'll speak about some other things. And in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, we'll be out of here. So just say this prayer after me. If you're watching it now, or you're watching it at a later time, just say this prayer after me to rededicate your life to Christ. Lord Jesus, I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for the wisdom that has come today. I just come knowing that I need you, and I ask you to come into my life. Jesus, I ask you to come into my life and transform my life. I confess that you're Lord over my life, and that you came, died for my sin, was risen, and your death and resurrection paid the price for me. I thank you, Jesus, and I receive your very life. Amen. Thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone. So
Thank you.
quick one, please. Don't forget to stop at Kingston's Agrovet. If you check them on
Yes.
Google, if
Check
you
them
check them
on
on
check
Google,
us out on
I remember
Google.
when I
We're
came to
everywhere.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when I came to your this thing. You not told me that your stuff is on Google. I said, you don't make out. So you can
We're
check
everywhere. In fact, we're actually on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, now X. We're everywhere. Like whatever social media platform you type Kingston Agrovet, it's going to bring up what we do and how to
that's Jesus.
contact us. Right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So please don't forget to reach out to Kingston's Agrovat and refer if you have friends that have pets that are into poultry, they're into agriculture, basically refer them to Kingston's Agrovat. I can testify for him. I've been there and I see the amount of work that's being put in to
Thank
make
you,
the
thank you,
business a
thank
success
you.
and to provide
Yeah.
services for people. Also, we have books. If you get to my bio, we have books that can transform your life. By the grace of God, we have about 5 books. 2 are coming out before the end of the year. Basically, if you just click on the books, in case you're struggling with masturbation, fornication, and sexual addiction, there's one there. If you're struggling with drug abuse, drug addiction, there's another one there. If basically you're going through a period where you feel like the world hates you and you're in need of love, there's one there for you. That one is called Love by the Father. If you're going through depression, just having a tough time, there's one called Finding Happiness. And perhaps you're struggling with, trying to find yourself, and you find yourself going or doing things that are not the best, things that have to do with crime and some of all other things, and you need purpose. You need to be able to find yourself. We have our most recent book, The Lifting Power of Purpose, is out there for you. Just click on the link on my bio and you can get a copy. So thank you very much, Dr. Stephen of
Thank
Kingston's
you.
Agrovet.
Thank you
It's
so much
great to
for
have you.
having me. Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super proud of what you're doing. Of course, I've been following, even though you were in this country with me for a while and then you decided to go. But then it's well, right? So yes, I'm super proud of you, proud of what you have become, proud of where you're going, proud of everything that has to do with you, and which is why when you sent me that text that you want me to come live. I told myself that, well, that I cannot say no, of course. Even Even if I was not chance, I can't say no. I have to say yes, right? So good. So yes, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity. Actually, this is my first time on Instagram live. Oh. So you helped me to understand how this thing works as well. So I think I will be doing more of this. Oh, thanks to you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's really, really good to have you. The insights and the wisdoms and basic strategies that you shared, I am certain they will transform lives and stir people up to basically get out of their shell and begin to do things that they were created to do. For everyone
Yeah.
that joined in, thank you very much for giving us an hour plus of your time. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening and see you next month.
Thank you. See you guys. Take
Bye.
care. Yeah. Bye bye.